Alright, hi guys. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to do this. It's been a crazy few weeks. Here is your lecture over North America. I'm working off of the Pear Deck presentation, which I will also upload into Google Classroom. And just like before, I ask that you work off of it. Please pause, take notes. They will help you study for our tests, which we will have Thursday. And your study guide is also up in Google Classroom. So we are going to be talking about North America today, and our learning objective is I can identify key physical and cultural features of North America. So some countries of North America that you need to be aware of are Canada, the United States, Mexico, Cuba, the Bahamas, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Nicaragua, Panama, Honduras, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, and Belize. Your notes will ask you to fill in a couple of these countries, so I ask that you pause, fill in the missing ones, and then continue on. Some physical features that are important are the Rocky Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, the Sierra Madre Mountains, the Sierra Nevada, Denali, the Great Lakes, which there are 5, Hudson Bay, the Gulf of Mexico, the Panama Canal, the Caribbean Sea, the Mississippi River, and the Rio Grande. Again, pause, fill in your notes, and then come back. So there are 5 regions of North America. Usually you would think there are 4, but there are 5. We have the Western region, which is over here in California. The Great Plains, which are right here, which encompass Nebraska, Oklahoma, those flat areas that you think of that are very industrious. The Canadian Shield, up here in Canada. The Eastern, where we live, and the Caribbean down here. So some landforms we're going to need to know are Mount Denali or Mount McKinley, and it is the highest mountain peak in North America, and it stands at 20,310 feet, and the peak was not reached until 1913. And here's just a little fun fact for you that Mr. Nolan put in. So pause, take your notes, and then continue on. We have the Rocky Mountains, which are the longest mountain range in North America, and they span over 3,000 miles. And if you look at our map over here, they start in New Mexico and run all the way up into the Yukon. 3,000 miles. We have the Sierra Nevada Mountains, which are located in California. They are most famous for the Donner Party, which was a party of explorers that wanted to go west. They ran into some really bad weather, so their journey was extended by a couple of months, and they were forced to eat their dead companions because they did not have enough food. So only 48 people of the party survived, and they survived on eating each other. So the Donner Party is famous for their cannibalism, and this happened in the Sierra Nevada. Mount St. Helens, which is located in Washington State, is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Its most recent eruption was in 1980, where it killed 57 people. And it is still an active volcano today. Half Dome, it is 4,734 feet tall. It is a granite rock smoothed over by erosion over time, and it is located in Yosemite National Park. It is a major tourist attraction with hundreds and thousands of people climbing Half Dome a year, and the views are just breathtaking once you get to the top. So this is where you will pause our video, move over to your Pear Deck, and answer your questions. I want to know the longest mountain range in North America, the highest mountain peak, and the volcano that is located in Washington State. Once you answer those, you can come back and continue on. Here is just a video of what it's like to climb on Half Dome. If you're interested, it's actually pretty neat. It shows someone climbing from the bottom all the way to the top and the views once you get there. So some other landforms, we have Yellowstone, which is located in Wyoming, and it's the inside of an ancient but still very active volcano. You have caldera and geyser, which is Old Faithful, and they erupt throughout the day. You have the Grand Canyon, which is 277 miles long, up to 18 miles wide, and is carved by the Colorado River. And it is located here in Arizona. The Great Sand Dunes, which are located in Colorado, are the tallest dunes in North America, and they get up to 750 feet. Death Valley is a basin of steady drought and extreme summer heat. It is the lowest and hottest point in North America. It is 3,373,000 acres, and its name means actual death. So nothing grows in Death Valley. It is a true desert, as it is extremely hot. There is no rain, and nothing can grow. The Great Plains, like I said, is over here. They are flat land covered in prairie and grassland, and they are most known for the Dust Bowl. And the Dust Bowl happened in the mid-1900s, and it was a major dust storm that lasted for months. There was dust in the air. Many people died. You couldn't go outside, and it just blew everywhere. Look how crazy that is. So the Great Plains are known for the Dust Bowl. Back to your Pear Deck. The Grand Canyon is located in North Dakota. True or false? So some tall trees that we want to think about are located in the sequoia forest and the redwood. The sequoia is in mid-California. It has 5/10 of the largest trees in the world, and they stand at 250 feet. And the most well-known is General Sherman. The redwoods, on the other hand, are located in Northern California, and for a time they were hurt by loggers until it became a national park in 1968, and those trees stand at 350 feet, and the most famous is Hyperion. And here are just some pictures of the trees. Here's Hyperion, and here's General Sherman. And just to kind of give you an idea of how tall these trees actually are, here is a standard apple tree, a 10-story building, a giant sequoia, and then a redwood. So they're pretty tall. They're very, very tall trees. They're so massive you can drive a car through them. And here's a person. This is Mr. Nolan, just to kind of give you a size of how big these trees actually are. So some bodies of water. We have the Mississippi River, which is the longest river. It is 2,340 miles long, and it starts as a little stream. And then we have the Rio Grande, which separates the U.S. and Mexico along the Texas border, and the name means big river. Back to your Pear Deck. What is the difference between the Mississippi and the Rio Grande? And here's the Mississippi. It actually starts as a little stream, and then it grows into this huge river where we ship goods and all kinds of other things. And then here's the Rio Grande, which separates Texas and Mexico. The Great Lakes, like I said before, there are 5. They are the largest bodies of fresh water. You have Lake Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. And they are located around Michigan. Michigan is actually known as the Great Lakes state, as all of them touch the state. So what are the Great 5 Lakes again? Go to your Pear Deck and then come back. So we have Salt Lake, which is located in Salt Lake City, Utah. It is the largest saltwater lake in North America. And a fun fact is that the salt content is higher in the lake than in the ocean, making it easier to float on the water. But it also means that it's smellier. So because the salt content is so high, you can float a couch on it, and it will keep it afloat. The Salt Flats are remains of ancient Salt Lake Bonneville. The water evaporated and left behind major salt deposits. So all of this that you see right here are salt deposits left over from the lake. Crater Lake is the deepest lake in North America. It's located in Oregon. It is 1,949 feet deep, and it was formed when a volcanic activity collapsed a tall peak. So the lake is the belly of a volcano filled with water, which is actually really cool. So true or false, on your Pear Deck, Crater Lake is the deepest lake in North America. So some other bodies, we have Hudson Bay, which is one of the largest bays in the world, and it's named after an English explorer. And then we have the Gulf of Mexico, which is a large ocean basin next to the United States and Mexico. It's where the Mississippi River mouth is, and warm waters tend to feed hurricanes. Here's our Gulf, and here's our bay. So the Straits of Florida are waterways between Florida and Cuba. Right here is your Strait of Florida, right between Florida and Cuba. So some human features. The origins of North America began with the Bering Strait, and it was a waterway between Asia and North America. And it is located right here, and it connected the two lands, so you could travel between the waterway and get from Russia to Alaska. So some early civilizations are the Mayans. It's a civilization in Mexico and Central America. And then we have the Aztecs, which is in Central Mexico, and Tenochtitlan, I can never say that, is the Aztec capital, which is in modern-day Mexico City and was founded in 1325. So here's some Mayan ruins in the Yucatan Peninsula that many tourists will go and see every year. You can take cruises to see it. You can travel on your own to see it. They are just world famous and are a major tourist attraction. So some big cities, we have New York, which is the largest city in the United States. Los Angeles, which is our second largest. Chicago, which is our third. And there's Miss Casey on the sky deck. We have Washington, D.C., which is our capital. Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada. Mexico City, which is the capital of Mexico. Some interesting places. Some of these are not on your notes, and then some of them are. We have the St. Louis Arch, which is the gateway to the west. And if you've never been inside it, it's really cool. You take an elevator. It is very, very small, very, very cramped. Up one side, you get to spend some time at the top to look, and then you'll go down the other. You have the city on one side and the river on the other. We have Angel Island, which was where over 1 million Asian immigrants entered the U.S. from 1910 to 1940, and it is located in San Francisco Bay. And then on the other side of the country, we have Ellis Island, where 12 million European immigrants entered the U.S. between 1892 and 1954. The Golden Gate is a suspension bridge spanning the Golden Gate, which is a river, a 1 mile strait that connects the Pacific Ocean to the San Francisco Bay. So here's our Golden Gate Strait and the Golden Gate Bridge. The Iditarod Race is a dog sled race in Alaska, which started in 1973 and is still ran today. It is over 1,000 miles, and you have teams of sled dogs pulling their owners. So that is all for our North America unit notes. So go ahead and make sure that they're all filled in. If you missed something, go back. Make sure your Pear Deck is filled out, and then move on to your South American and Latin American notes. You will be having a test over North America, South America, and Latin America on Thursday.